An online game rated for everyone 10 and up wasn't as family-friendly as we thought. It's caused thousands, possibly millions of people to send one young creator deeply disturbing messages and asking him to end his life. This young creator claims he was the victim.
I watched the video and it's them lying on me.
But he made a huge mistake by commenting inappropriately about a fellow gamer's younger sister.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Our names are Karma.
I'm Papa Bee. This is Mama Bee.
The family also advocates for responsibility and protecting children, but now they are being exposed for their own alleged dark behaviors.
These are the people y'all support. This is the people y'all support. The same people who's using their daughter for quakes.
Their son, the fellow gamer who started it all, is also under fire after being exposed for his alleged unruly behavior online. Allegations are surfacing of bribes being made, but what was said by the young creator seems to be unforgettable and painful.
Sorry, I'm just like trying to hold back the tears because it's so scary for other girls.
Is this family channel really trying to help make online spaces a safer place?
We are trying to save you from the path of destruction.
Or did they take it too far?
This is used for content.
Something isn't right.
There will be consequences to your actions.
Who is facing the consequences at the end of it all? Let's find out the unfortunate story of Killick and Mr. B. On January 27th, the Bee family took matters into their own hands with a 27-minute exposed video. They are changing the way online platforms deal with serious allegations, and they have a message for all of us to hear, all in the name of justice, righteousness, and responsibility, breaking over 2 million views within a week. What the Bee family revealed would change the life of this small creator forever, for better or worse. The Bee family and Killick are content creators who are successful within their own community on YouTube, but one creator is doing significantly better than the other. The Bee family, formerly known as the AB family, is a family of vloggers who use their channel to share their lives with their audience. They got their start on Vine.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Wow, A+, that's incredible! Wow, so...
Then switched to YouTube for vlogging and gaming. The 4 members of the Bee family are Mama Bee, Papa Bee, Mr. B, Roberto, and Miss B, Gabriela. They currently have over 9.5 million followers. They also have a number of personal channels, including a family gaming channel, Mama B's channel, Roberto's channel, Gabriela's channel, and many more. Mama B's channel, with 137k subscribers, focuses on Let's Talk videos and sharing her wisdom. Gabriela's channel, with 1.98 million subscribers, focuses on singing and many viral trends. And Roberto's channel, with 612k subscribers, focuses on gaming, mainly Fortnite and Roblox. Let's take a look at the other side. The smaller creator, Killick, is a 17-year-old streamer with 42k subscribers who focuses on gaming, mainly Roblox live playthroughs. Leading up to the big expose, there was a time Killick and Roberto seemed to get along, or so we thought. On January 8th, Roberto and Killick had a roast session voice call in Discord.
I got in a VC with my friend. He was in Discord. I don't have proof of that because like nobody records a Discord call unless it's like really something serious. But this is a roast session.
Killick said it was a typical roast session, suggesting it was nothing serious.
And we had an argument. Teenagers being teenagers. I'm 17 and he's 16.
On January 14th, Killick claimed Roberto and his guild hate-rated Killick's livestream on Roblox Deepwoken. Their insults consisted of terms like Mr. B on top and perma freshi, seeming to suggest Roberto is superior and Killick is unskilled. After Mr. B raided Killick, Killick banned Roberto from his livestream's chat. On January 26th, Roberto and his guild hate-raided Killick's stream once again.
Here they end up winning and he's carrying me in the game. As you can see, I'm starting to get angry, literally, and I finally realized who this is. As you can see, he says Mr. B on top once again. So I already knew who it was.
Things took a disturbing twist when friendly roasting turned into offensive and dirty comments. In response to being antagonized in the game, Killick insulted Roberto and his family to make him mad. Some could argue that Killick took it too far.
Your sister, Gabriela Bee, is still getting like deep. You getting like she's getting
in her jaw.
Throughout his stream, he continued to make inappropriate comments.
Dang, this your sister boyfriend? Man, his sister is fine though. Oh my god, boy, your sister is different, boy. Got me licking my lips. Yo, mama gets.
Even the description on his video was disrespectful. Mr. B is ass, and he butthurt that his sister is getting p***ed every night. He's so hurt that I said his sister getting p***ed. He switched his content from Fortnite to Roblox to come in my stream and try to snipe cause he mad his sister don't want his ugly ass on his Alabama sh**. He tried to GB me like his sister gets GB'd on her PH videos. At the end of the description, he left a quote about Jesus. He was very proud of his description at the time, but he removed the comments about Mr. B and Gabriela at a later date. At the time, Killick didn't see anything wrong with his comments and thought he was being entertaining.
This is what we do. I am an entertainer. I am a content creator.
While some may enjoy Killick's form of entertainment, not everyone was laughing. Mama Bee and Papa Bee were furious. On January 27th, the Bee family shared that their children, Roberto and Gabriela, were victims of Killick's inappropriate language to their audience of over 2 million people. Mama Bee spoke about her values and expressed her feelings about Killick's behavior.
As a mother, as a woman, as someone who has tried so hard to use our platform for the greater good, we've tried to educate and inspire and entertain, and to watch someone dragging our children literally through the mud and feeling that he somehow has the right to do this, I felt my whole body begin to tremble and shake uncontrollably.
Mama Bee said it took her 8 hours to calm down and speak from a place of education and integrity.
I believe that every moment is a teachable moment.
When the Bee family made their video, they assumed Killick was an adult, claiming he was 19 years old when he was in fact 17.
From our understanding, this person is 19 years old, so he is considered an adult.
Papa Bee explained he believed most Roblox users were under the age of 13, but most users doesn't mean all users. According to Backlinko, 67% of Roblox players are under the age of 16 and 14% of players over the age of 25. Mama Bee warned their viewers of Killick's language, describing it as controversial, oppressive, toxic, and degrading.
It's so disgusting. It's so degrading. It's so filthy. And imagine he is directing this to our son about his sister. So imagine being a 16-year-old boy and you are hearing this spoken about your sister.
The Bee parents believed Killick's words were exploitative.
And he already goes into the language.
Mama Bee said this was an inappropriate way to talk about women, and Killick had successfully made their family mad. She also shared hurtful comments about Killick, like calling Killick's name forgettable and criticizing his Instagram photos.
Those are his highly filtered pictures.
Are they filtered? Let's have a look. I mean, we have some time, don't we?
You're kidding.
Here.
Mama Bee said Killick's pictures didn't accurately reflect him as a person.
It's amazing how filters can filter the outside of you, but they can't filter who you are inside.
They addressed Killick's inappropriate YouTube video description that he deleted.
Morally destroying our 16-year-old son and our 15-year-old daughter.
The Bee parents defended their son Roberto, explaining he was not game hopping, but rather chose to focus on Roblox because he has nothing to prove and does what makes him happy. They called out Killick for his hypocrisy about game hopping and revealed Killick played many different games before settling on Roblox as well. Next, they addressed the Alabama, GB, and PH comments.
Can that language not be likened to that of talking about game?
Absolutely.
Mama Bee said that since Killick had referred to GBs specifically, he was being violent. They also pointed out how Killick clapped after making the comments and described him as having an overinflated ego.
That makes you proud. Really, that speaks volume about who you are and the lack of integrity and character that you have.
Mama Bee even nicknamed Killick the Beethoven of The Bee family also spoke about Killick removing the inappropriate YouTube description, but instead of commending him for doing the right thing, they mocked him.
What happened to them?
But what happened to the Where's your piece of work? Where's your piece of art?
The Bee parents addressed Killick's comment about being an entertainer, disagreeing with him and calling him deeply embarrassing.
In order to be a content creator or an entertainer, you must have intellect. You must be able to speak to people in a way that resonates with them. You must be respectful. You must be responsible. And I would go one step further and say that it is people like you that give people like us a bad name. We are not in the same boat.
Not even close.
They claimed their content was completely different from Killick's.
We live on different planets. Our planet is emotional intelligence, love,
Positivity,
maturity, grace,
fun, happy,
responsibility,
educational,
lifting children up.
protecting children.
The Bee parents said they don't know why Killick was upset, but suggested he work on his emotional regulation instead of jumping straight to anger and criminal behavior. The Bee parents, who consider themselves Christians, were not impressed with Killick's quote about Jesus after he insulted their children.
You have not exemplified any qualities of Jesus.
Mama Bee shared how her religion allowed her to be more understanding of Killick's situation and blamed his behavior on his upbringing.
I forgive you because the males in your life did not teach you how to speak to women or about women in a respectful and kind and loving manner.
Despite forgiving Killick, the Bee parents said there are still consequences and not to confuse their kindness with weakness.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Our names are Karma.
The Bee parents said they weren't allowing Killick to subject their children to evil and darkness.
I will not allow you to ruin what we have built over the last 10 years because you don't know how to control your emotions and your anger.
Then they said something every content creator is afraid of hearing.
We have been fighting for years to say that not everybody deserves a platform. Not everyone deserves to have an audience or a voice because there are a lot of people with mental health issues that they need help for, and they should not have access to young minds.
And this family isn't all talk. They already approached YouTube staff about their concerns.
We have already contacted our partner managers at YouTube to make sure that your channel is taken away. You don't deserve to have a channel or an audience.
The Bee parents also made a statement that could be seen as a threat.
Furthermore, we will make sure that if you try to go to another platform like Twitch or Facebook, we will be there
We'll
too.
be there.
With the hope of Killick leaving the platform, the Bee family offered advice on how to move forward.
Right now, you need to get off the internet and find mentors, teachers, guides, that can actually lead you down the right path.
Mama Bee said she believes people can change, but said Killick needs about 10 years to develop a conscience, morals, and foresight. She worried he wouldn't be able to control his impulses.
Tomorrow, it may be that you physically cannot control yourself around a 15-year-old.
They finished their video by giving Killick more advice, this time about women. Mama Bee described Killick as having over-the-top and overwhelming toxic masculinity and explained that women should be treated like a flower.
When you see a beautiful flower, you admire the flower. You say nice things to the flower. You don't stomp on the flower and try to destroy it.
Despite taking a moment to educate Killick, the Bee parents ranked him using the hierarchy of medieval royalty, calling their own daughter Gabriela a queen, but Killick a jester.
You are not a king. You're not even a prince. I would equate you more to like a jester. A jester is a professional joker or fool.
The Bee parents had one last thing to say to Killick.
We are trying to save you from the path of destruction that you are setting up for yourself.
Killick was quick to respond, defending himself in a 16-minute truth video. He revealed crucial information, but did it really excuse what he said about Gabriela? On January 28th, Killick did his best to explain his interactions with Roberto. Killick said during his Roblox livestream where Roberto and his friends hate-rated him, Killick became upset and defensive about the situation. Killick also addressed the second hate raid from Roberto and his friends, showing evidence of the event.
He kills me. And right here, look what they spam, Mr. B on top. So I'm like, bro, ain't no way you join my game with 6-7 people to gank me and spam Mr. B on top being obsessed. This is obsession right here.
He said he wished his viewers could see the stream for themselves, but the stream had been taken down. Killick turned his attention to Gabriela and apologized for his disrespectful comments.
Like I said, I truly apologize about the daughter stuff.
He said he thought Gabriela was older because of an Instagram comment he'd seen that referred to her as older sister. When it came time to apologize for what he said about Mama Bee, he said,
We do talk about each other's moms, you feel me, family, all that. But that's just what we do.
Killick also shared information the Bee family left out or weren't informed of by their son. Killick tried to apologize to Roberto very early on after realizing Gabriela's age. He asked his friend Pure to invite Roberto to a Discord group chat, to which Killick posted links to YouTube's terms of service and their policy on hate speech to show Roberto that hate rating isn't acceptable. Killick also wanted to apologize to Roberto for his comments about Gabriela, but Roberto left the chat without saying a word. They added Roberto in the chat a second time, but he left again. Killick said he also wanted to explain to Roberto why he reacted the way he did.
I was trolling. Obviously, I was trying to make him mad. You know, showing his sister, calling his sister out of the name. I ain't gonna lie, that was mad disrespectful. I should never did that. But like the reason why I did that was retaliation. And where I'm from, that's just how we get under people's skins.
But Roberto wasn't willing to listen, so Killick gave up.
I went to sleep. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. It's just Roblox beef.
And this led to the Bee family making the situation public.
I wake up with like 500 pings, 200 hate messages on Instagram and Discord. And I'm like, what the hell?
At first, Killick was amused by Roberto telling his parents, "I'm dead. This told his mom and dad to make a vid on me. I'ma be going live to explain." After watching the video, Killick felt the Bee family wasn't being truthful and said they were defaming his character.
It's them lying on me.
The first lie involved his age. As we know, Killick is 17, not 19 as they claimed. The second lie involved serious allegations of forced intimacy.
Dude, me roasting your daughter and your son, no. That is crazy.
Killick continued to say Roberto was the one who instigated the argument.
Look at it from my perspective. He kept coming to me. I wasn't coming to him, he was coming to me.
He ended his video by saying,
"You feel me? I'm just being real. I'm 17. He's 16. It was a Roblox YouTuber beef. It shouldn't even be this big. And y'all really out here calling me 19 and calling me a red, saying I'm beneath. Technically, I'm beneath y'all. Like, come on. Even if y'all get my channel terminated, that's cool, I guess. But that make y'all look weird though. Like y'all got a teenager beef. Two grown people got into teenager beef.
48 hours went by and Killick had breaking news to share. The picture-perfect family was being exposed after suspicious screenshots resurfaced online. On January 30th, Killick released a video called "She Was Only 13" and tried to expose the parents for questionable content. An unbiased party, someone who was neither a fan of the Bee family or Killick, brought to light some concerning videos about Gabriela, titled "Dad Reacts to My Secret Camera Roll." In the thumbnail, there is a pixelated photo in the corner, seeming to suggest an explicit photo. However, the thumbnail has recently been unpixelated, showing it was an innocent photo, a banana duck. Killick didn't know the parents changed the thumbnail, but he had a valid reason to criticize them for the initial pixelated thumbnail.
These are the people y'all support. This is the people y'all support. The same people who's using their daughter for clicks. This is them suggesting that there are explicit images on their daughter's phone, who at the time was 13.
Reacting to secret camera roll is a common video on YouTube that tends to rake in millions of views. However, the video usually consists of explicit or racy photos, and the participant involved is usually an adult, making the situation less awkward. He ended the video, agreeing with something Mama Bee said.
In their own words, there's no excuse for of children, which I agree with 100%.
And that's not all. Killick had more to say in a 34-minute response video, giving more insight into the situation that wasn't explained accurately by the Bee parents. In the description, he said the purpose for the video was to apologize to Gabriela, but also to defend himself against the Bee family. He claimed he didn't mean forced intimacy when he was making GB comments. He said he was referring to multiple consenting partners getting intimate. He continued to apologize to Gabriela.
I was talking about was totally different. Here, I really do apologize to Gabriela Bee. Like, sincerely, I really do. I hope, Gabriela, you can really accept my apology.
He said the Bee family had taken his words out of context to make him look bad. Despite sharing his real age in his previous video, Killick said it was too late to stop hateful messages and threats telling him to end his life. Killick said he believes Roberto lied about Killick's age to his parents.
Your son misinformed y'all just like how he misinformed y'all on my age, trying to make it seem like I was a predator and a...
This time, Killick pulled up an old video of his from August 3rd, 2021 to show proof of his age.
You said how old am I right now? I'm 16, bro.
Killick explained the video was filmed 14 days prior to his birthday. He turned 17 years old on August 18th. Killick said he never actually played a game with Roberto, and the only time they had a long interaction was in a roast session on Discord voice call. Killick continued to state Roberto was the one harassing him and not the other way around.
How did I tear down your 16-year-old son? Your son tore down me and I had an outburst. This was literally your son misinformed y'all here.
Killick also explained he removed the inappropriate YouTube description out of respect for Roberto and Gabriela, even after Roberto didn't want to hear his apology. Killick also addressed the Jesus quote he used in his YouTube description, saying it was a cut and paste from his favorite YouTuber, Hori X Kenshin. Killick also called out the Bee parents for announcing their godliness because Christian beliefs state they are all created equal.
We are not immortal.
Godliness.
80 years from now, nobody's gonna know who y'all are. Just like how nobody's gonna know who I am. You feel me? We are not gods, dude.
He said Roberto isn't godly because he harassed him in multiple hate raids. He also questioned if Roberto should have his account terminated for harassment and hate raiding, as both are against YouTube's policies.
I get that y'all protecting your daughter, but however, your son definitely needs to own up to what he did.
Killick addressed the Bee parents' concern with his content getting into young minds. He explained his content is age restricted to 18+. However, it's unclear if this is true, as many videos are still accessible without age verification. If Killick's content is age restricted, this raises another interesting concern. This would mean 16-year-old Roberto would have created a fake account to view 18+ content. Killick also called out the Bee parents for not being responsible enough to ask their fans not to send hateful messages to Killick, especially after getting his age wrong. Killick brought up the Bee parents' hypocrisy towards children, claiming they disrespected him when looking through his Instagram photos.
You know, I thought you respect children. If it was highly filtered, you wouldn't even be able to see pores in my skin, nor glycerin or none of that. And y'all also are two grown adults talking about a 17-year-old pictures.
He called the Bee parents unprofessional for laughing when they introduced themselves as Karma, and said he felt like they were using the drama for content. Killick further accused them of doing this for content because his account hadn't been terminated like they said it would. Towards the end of the video, Killick said he had no hard feelings towards Roberto, he just doesn't like him as a person. Killick said he felt offended when they spoke poorly about his upbringing.
Yeah, even said I didn't have no parents growing up, no mentors. Defamation of character, dog. Defamation of character.
Killick ended the video by saying if they were serious, they would have pursued legal action, but they didn't. No matter how stressful and devastating this must be on 17-year-old Killick, there's no doubt what he said was harmful for Gabriela. Just 24 hours after Killick's response video, the Bee siblings broke their silence, one teary-eyed and another with evidence that may change Killick's narrative for good. On January 30th, Gabriela decided she wanted to address the situation personally. Mama Bee defended their family for going silent after Killick's multiple videos about the situation.
Silence is not an admission of guilt. Silence is very powerful. When you are dealing with toxic people and toxic environments, silence just means that I'm not engaging with you.
She claimed the reason for their silence was because they were seeking legal help, and that Mama Bee was in the video because she didn't want anything to be held against Gabriela. Gabriela said their family didn't lie about anything, and the only false information they had was Killick's age, which didn't seem to matter to them.
Age doesn't play a factor because nobody should be saying that about a 15-year-old. And that just because I'm a girl doesn't give you the floor to objectify me.
Gabriela said the situation has been very hard for her, especially as a girl. She claimed to have never spoken to Killick in her life, but she wanted to stand up against him to show her true character.
I'm a person. I have a brain. I have feelings. I have a heart.
And there are so many other things that you should be doing right now as a 15-year-old girl, but instead we are defending ourselves.
I'm just trying to hold back the tears because it's so scary for other girls.
As Gabriela was crying, she apologized and told her audience that she wasn't trying to guilt trip them and didn't want to appear weak. Gabriela said she's concerned that a lot of girls can feel unsafe online and talked about what can be done to protect them.
I want platforms like YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and Instagram to monitor the people that they put on a platform.
Gabriela said people shouldn't be able to speak freely without consequences, and Mama Bee added she was concerned about other victims not being able to get justice because they lack a platform. Mama Bee spoke about the impact the video could have.
And that's why we're doing this, not just for ourselves, but to change the world.
Mama Bee reminded her daughter they were going to continue to be a source of light.
Just remember, Gabby, our family has always been a source of light in the world. And where the light is really bright, the darkness is also equally as powerful. So don't forget that. There is so much light. Here, there's also a lot of darkness because there's always that battle that never ends in this world. And every time something good is about to happen, something bad is trying to stop it. So don't forget that, Gabby, okay? In the end, the truth and goodness, what is right and righteousness, always wins.
Later in the video, Roberto made an appearance. Mama Bee backed Roberto, saying she's not blindly defending her son.
If my son was guilty as a Latina mother, as any parent, I would be the first person to hold my son accountable.
Then, Roberto revealed a key piece of information that seemed to flip the narrative. Roberto claimed the drama with Killick had been going on since May 2021 and shared video evidence, suggesting Killick was the one who initiated the drama.
Cause Gabriela Bee sucking on.
Roberto described the incident, explaining that other people in voice call were telling Killick to cool off with the comments, while Roberto stayed silent. Roberto said he understands the gaming community can get heated and intense, but said if Killick was feeling harassed or attacked, he should have reported him instead of commenting on his sister. As the video came to an end, Mama Bee said it's never okay to go after someone's family members, but just 24 hours later, more concerning material surfaced online, making the situation more confusing than it already was. Killick was banned from playing Deep Woken on Roblox. One person alleged Killick was banned from the game because of a $2,000 bribe. People suspect the bribe may be from the Bee family. In another revelation, the Bee family allegedly hid 3 videos involving some sort of secret camera roll content with their daughter Gabriela, raising even more concern about the alleged exploitation of their child. DMs between Roberto and an unknown person were also leaked, where Roberto calls Killick a racial slur. The Bee parents were quick to defend their son on Twitter. Now our son is being accused of racism with Photoshopped DMs. It's absolutely not true. Fake DMs are common. It unfortunately happens all the time. But an alleged Roblox developer provided a screenshot of Roberto allegedly saying a racial slur, and along with that, the Bee parents' tweet disappeared. Things got even messier on January 31st when a moderator in Roberto's Discord announced Roberto was hacked and any messages containing racial slurs were not from Roberto himself. This wasn't the end for Killick. He continued to talk about the situation in every livestream, repeating what he already addressed. He named his videos with related keywords to the drama, such as the Bee fans, Mr. B, I'm sorry, and the truth. Nearly a week after the Bee family's Let Me Speak video, Killick decided it was time to address Roberto's claim that Killick initiated arguments in May. In a 15-minute video, Killick said there was more context behind the clip of the first time Killick spoke inappropriately about Gabriela. Similar to the other times Killick spoke poorly about Gabriela, Killick said Roberto and a few other gamers were on voice chat while in a game and they were all trash-talking each other, seeming to suggest it was just for fun.
You feel me? It's basically online trash talk, so I don't take online seriously.
He also addressed his videos where he used the Travis Scott apology in his thumbnail.
When I say what I say it genuinely. Everything that come out of my mouth is not cap. You feel me? When I say I'm sorry to a person, I'm sorry to that person. In every video, people be calling it Travis Scott apologies, but they don't realize that I'm not apologizing to them. I'm actually apologizing to her, and that's what makes it different stories.
As Killick continued to stay bold and strong, speaking his mind, the Bee family made an unexpected move. They unlisted both of their videos calling out Killick. The video is still viewable if you have the links, but it no longer appears on their channel and cannot be found through the search engine. It's unclear why they unlisted their videos. Some may see this as a guilty move, but as the Bee family mentioned before,
silence is not an admission of guilt.
this was good news for Killick. He named his recent live streams after the big news. Killick seemed to put an end to the drama with his fan base by making a video titled The Bee Fans, My Last Message. But it wasn't a normal closure video. Killick continued to criticize the family, making the same points as he did in previous videos. Killick also suggested the Bee family's argument wouldn't hold up in court. He ended the video confidently and appeared to not be shaken by the drama, telling viewers to educate themselves.
Do your own research. With y'all making these stories and trying to profile people, you look goofy because the police looking at you laughing.
Without a doubt, this situation is a reality check for Killick. In the entertainment world, where roasting has become a sport, as seen on shows like Comedy Central's Revenge of the Exes, not everyone has the skill to carefully craft a snarky, humorous insult. But he wasn't the only one at fault. The Bee family has their own issues that will be examined closely after this situation. This is the story of Killick and the Bee family, showing the world that every word you say and every video you make can and will be held against you.